Good morning, Standard 10. Today we are going to teach a new topic to you, matrix or matrices, which is plural of matrix. What is a matrix? A rectangular arrangement of numbers in rows and columns is called a matrix. A rectangular arrangement of numbers in rows and columns is called a matrix. For example, if I write down A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an arrangement of numbers in rows and columns, and it is called matrix. These are called elements or members of the matrix, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the present case, I have taken this. This could be different. This will be different for every case. So these are the members or the elements of the matrix. And when I said rectangular arrangement of number, please understand that, just look here, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these are called, these are horizontal, these are called rows. These are called rows. 1, 2, 3, horizontal arrangement, like 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6. These are horizontal arrangement of numbers, and these are called rows. These are called rows of the matrix. These are called rows of the matrix. And if we look at the vertical arrangement, for example, if I look, these are rows as I explained, 1, 4, 2, 5, or 3, 6 are the vertical arrangement of numbers. These vertical arrangement of number is called the columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are rows. 1, 4, 2, 5, and 3, 6 are columns. Now just look in this particular matrix. If you see, there are 2 rows. There are 2 rows. It has got 2 rows, I have indicated here, and there are 3 columns. So if you multiply the number of rows and the number of columns, for example, how many rows? 2 rows and 3 columns, what do you get? 6. There will be 6 elements in this matrix. If you multiply number of rows with number of columns, it will give you the number of elements in the matrix. For example, it has got 2 rows and 3 columns, so it has got 6 elements like here. It has got 6 elements like this. Now let me give you another example. Let me give you another example of a matrix in a different form. For example, a matrix are generally represented by capital letters. For example, if I give you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Again I will indicate the rows. First, A, B, C. This is a row. D, E, F is a row. It's a second row. This is first row. This is first row. This is second row. And I have G, H, I as the third row. So I have 3 rows here. I have 3 rows. And how many columns do I have? I have 3 columns. What are the columns? A, D, G, B, E, H, and C, F, I have got 3 columns. This is the first column, second column, third column. These are columns. C-O-L-U-M-N. Column. These are rows. So I have 3 rows and 3 columns. The number of rows and number of columns are equal. So here 3 rows and 3 columns. Rows are horizontal arrangement of numbers. Vertical arrangement of numbers are columns. And again, if I multiply the number of rows into the number of columns, I will get the number of elements in the matrix. But now let us look into the order of the matrix, which is very important to understand. The order of the matrix. Order, O-R-D-E-R. Order of the matrix. Number of rows into number of columns gives us the order of the matrix. Order of the matrix is always written at the bottom right here, bottom right of the matrix, like 3 into 3. We do not multiply, we do not write 9 here. We write only 3 into 3. We write only 3 into 3 here. We don't write 3 into 3. 3 into 3, 9 will give you the number of elements in the matrix. But the order of the matrix will be 3 into 3, which will clearly give you the number of rows into number of columns. Suppose he says a matrix is of the order of m is to n. If the order of the matrix is m is to n, that means it has got m rows and n columns. It has got m rows and n columns. And if we multiply f into m into n, we'll get the total number of elements in the matrix. Let me take a journal matrix to explain to you further. A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. The order of this matrix is 3 into 3. It has got 3 rows and 3 columns. It has got 3 rows and 3 columns. A11 means this element belongs to first row, first column. A12 means first row, second column. A13 means first row, third column. A21 means this element is of second row and first column. This is of second row, second column. 23 means second row, third column. 31 means third row, first column. Third row, second column. Third row, third column. So the first number will always represent the row, because we are saying row into column. Row into column. So whenever it is there, if I say a to the power A53, this element belongs to the fifth row and third column. There can be number of rows, number of columns. For our purpose, we will be dealing mostly with the matrix of the order 2 into 2 or maximum 3 into 3. We will be dealing with the matrix of the order of 2 into 2 or 3 into 3 or different matrix of different order where the number of columns are not equal to the number of rows. So A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33 will give you a matrix of the order 3 into 3. It is very necessary to understand what is the order of the matrix. Order of the matrix is number of columns into number of rows into number of column. Number of rows into number of column. Row will always come first, column will come later. If I say, suppose if I write a matrix of this order 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6 for example. I have written a matrix like this. How many rows does it have? It has 3 rows and 2 columns. So the order of this matrix is 3 into 2. Please understand, the rows are horizontal arrangement of number. Horizontal arrangement of numbers is a row and vertical arrangement of numbers is called column. Horizontal are rows. Horizontal is parallel to earth. Horizontal is row. Vertical is perpendicular to earth. Vertical is column. This is a must to understand. This is a row. This is a column. First of all, you must understand clearly the rows and column, number of rows into number of columns. And also, for example, I have told you that how can we calculate the number of elements. For example, if I have given a matrix like A 2 into 3 or B 2 into 4 or C 3 into 3 or D 5 into 1 or E 2 into 5 and F as 3 into 4. Now this represents a matrix, this represents a matrix, this represents a matrix, this is matrix, this is matrix, this is matrix. Now if these 2 into 3 actually represent number of rows, number of column, number of rows, number of column, number of rows, number of column, number of rows, number of column. Like A has 2 rows, 3 columns. So it will have how many elements? Elements will be 6. Elements in the matrix. Elements in the matrix will be 6. There will be 6 elements in the matrix. Now for example, B has 2 rows and 4 columns. B has 2 rows and 4 columns. How many elements will it have? Number of elements this will have is 8. The number of elements this matrix will have is 8. For example, C has got 3 rows and 3 columns. 3 rows and 3 columns. So it has how many elements? It has 9 elements. 3 into 3. If you multiply number of rows into number of columns, you will get the number of members or elements of the matrix. For example, D has how many rows? 5 rows and 1 column. So it will have elements. How many elements will it have? 5. 5 into 1. Similarly, if I have E, E has got 2 rows and how many columns does it have? 5 columns. It has 5 columns. It has 5 columns. So it will have how many elements? It will have 10 elements. It will have 10 elements. Suppose I have the matrix F which has 3 rows and 4 columns. So it will have 12 elements. But the order of this matrix A is not 6. Please understand, the order of the matrix is not 6. The order of matrix is 2 into 3. The order of the matrix is 2 into 3. The order of this matrix is not 8, 2 4s are 8, but 2 into 4. Order will be written always as multiple of 2, the number of rows into number of columns. Like C is 3 into 3. If C is 3 into 3, it has 3 rows and 3 columns. It has 9 elements. So I can't write the order of the matrix as 9. I have to write the order of the matrix as 3 into 3, which will clearly give me the number of rows and number of columns. Like D. D has got 5 into 1 is the order of the matrix, but the number of elements will be 5 as I have written. Similarly, E has got 2 rows and 5 columns, so order of this matrix is 2 into 5 and elements will be 10. Similarly, if F is there, it has got 3 rows and 4 columns and it has 12 elements, but these are not the order of the elements, the order of the matrix. Order of the matrix is 2 into 3, 2 into 4, 3 into 3, 5 into 1, 2 is to 5 and 3 is to 4, because the order will clearly give us the number of rows into number of columns. This was about the definition of matrix, the order of matrix, and what are the elements of the matrix. Now let us talk of the kinds of matrix we get. Let's understand what are the kind of matrix we have. Number one, we have a row matrix. When we talk of a row matrix, what is a row matrix? When I say a row matrix, this matrix has only one row. It has only one row. For example, A is equal to A, B, C. Or another example, B is AB, or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be 4. These are the row matrix in which only one row is there. Only one row is there. That means what? Order of this matrix will be always 1 is to something. That means the first element will be 1. In the order of the matrix, the first element will be always 1. Like it is 1, it is 1, it is 1 here, it is 1 here. Number of rows into number of columns. It has got 3 columns. It has got 2 columns. It has got 4 columns. It has got 5 columns. But row is 1. Row is only 1. In all these A, B, C, D, the number of rows will be always 1. It will be called a row matrix. It is also called row vector. It is also called a row vector. It is also known as row vector. It is also known as a row vector. Please remember that m is to n is the order of the matrix. Then it will be always 1 is to n. N can take any value, but m will be always 1. That means the order, the number of rows will be 1. This is one row only. So this is called a row matrix. This is called a row matrix. Next one, you must have understood, when we have a row matrix, we will have to have a column matrix as well. We have to have a column matrix as well. When I say a column matrix, let me take an example. This is a column matrix. It has only one column. It has only one column, like B. In all these matrices, A, B, C and D, you will notice that it has got only one column. It has got only one column. So that means what? Into 1, into 1, into 1, into 1. Number of columns will be always 1. It has got how many rows? 2 rows. It has got 3 rows. It has got 4 rows. It has got 5 rows. So the order of the matrix, the first matrix is 2:1. The order of the B is 3:1. The order of C is 4:1. And the order of the D is 5:1. So in each case what we notice is that the number of columns is 1. The second number in the order is 1. Like in the first case in row matrix, we notice the first number in the order was m:n, then it was 1:n. For row matrix, when it becomes column matrix, it becomes m into 1. The column becomes, number of column becomes 1 only, 1, 1, 1. Only number of rows are different, 2:1, 3:1, 4:1 and 5:1. And how many elements will it have? 2 into 1 means 2 elements, 3 into 1 means 3 elements, 4 into 1 means 4 elements, 5 into 1 means 5 elements. The elements can be anything depending upon the question. It is not necessary. We have taken a general case. So it is also called column vector also. Like we called the row vector, it is also called column vector. The number of columns will be 1. If a matrix has got 1 column, it is called a column matrix. Next one, we have taken row matrix, we have taken a column matrix. Let's take a rectangular matrix. Third one is rectangular matrix. Actually, if you look at row and column, all are rectangular matrix, where the number of column is not equal to number of rows. If number of rows is not equal to number of columns, if number of rows is not equal to number of columns in a matrix, it is called a rectangular matrix. It is called a rectangular matrix. For example, these are the examples where you see the how many rows it has. 2 rows and 3 columns. 2 rows and 3 columns. It has 3 rows and 2 columns. So these two matrices where the number of rows is not equal to number of columns is called a rectangular matrix. Number of rows is not equal to number of columns is called a rectangular matrix. Is called a rectangular matrix. Next one is a square matrix. A square matrix. In a square matrix, we have if number of columns is equal to number of rows. Then it becomes a square matrix. Number of columns is equal to number of rows, then it becomes a square matrix. For example, A, B, C, D, or 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. Like it is 2 into 2, it is 3 into 3, It could be also 4 into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 1. 8, 7, 5, 6. And 7, 8, 5, 6. It is 4 into 4. This matrix is of the order 4 is to 4. 16 elements will be there. Here, 4 elements are there. Here, 9 elements are there. But what is the condition? The number of rows is equal to number of columns. Number of rows is equal to number of columns. Then the matrix are called square matrix. The square matrix, rectangular matrix, row matrix and column matrix. Thank you.